and this is the third episode of Summer Shred. Weighed in this morning at 210.7. My low this week was 209.3, I believe. That was on Sunday morning before I woke up, and then got some donuts with my daughter, because I get donuts every single Sunday with my daughter. That's like our one cheat meal for the week. Yesterday I weighed it at 211. So, from the donuts, didn't gain technically 2 pounds, but the water, the carbs, and everything, my weight always spikes the day after I get my donuts. Anyways, today is an upper body day with the focus of overhead press. So that being said, I need to make my pre-workout meal. Actually, I already ate my pre-workout meal, a little granola bar. And now I gotta have my pre-workout drink with some carbs. Scoop in a half of that. Some caffeine to get me going. I'm a little tired this morning. Today I gotta go to a training, so I'm not actually gonna be on campus. I gotta drive a little bit farther, but I don't have to be there until 8:30, so I could kind of take my time with this workout, which I'm not going to. But plan, hit some core, hit some shoulders, hit some pull-ups, and then do a Metcon, and then hopefully get some steps, because I know when I'm at this training I'm not going to get that much walking in today, and the goal is still 10,000 steps, because I'm trying to get shredded by my birthday, which as of right now, I'm about 8 weeks out from my birthday. So if I'm losing about a pound, maybe a to 2 pounds every single week, come May 2nd, I should be below that 200 pound mark. That is the goal. So I'm going to sit my pre-workout and then go kick off this morning workout.
All right, workout is done. Let's see what the stats are. I'm loving this style workout where you get the strength portion at the beginning and then a conditioning piece after. I've been really enjoying doing the conditioning, surprisingly. I enjoy it actually a lot more than the steady state cardio. So like I said, I've dialed back my running a little bit to try and focus more on losing body fat. I've noticed, at least with myself, when I do a lot of steady state cardio, I have a tendency to hold on to my weight and the scale doesn't move that much. Since I've increased my basically LISS cardio, which is low impact steady state cardio, which means all I'm doing is like walking at an incline, I've increased that a lot more. Depending on what day of the week it is, if it's like a Saturday or Sunday where I'm not at work walking around, I'll usually do about 45 to 60 minutes walking at an incline, as opposed to on the weekends, usually I would run like an hour of steady state cardio. I just feel a lot better. I feel like I have more energy when it comes to the metcons that are being done at the end of my workout, and then also like during the strength portion. So technically I woke up and I lifted pretty much fasted. Like I said, I had a granola bar prior to working out, which I'll tell you the macros for that so that you guys kind of could see how many macros and what my calories are on my training days. So between the carb powder and the granola bar, I had 59 carbs this morning, so about 300 calories. That's all that's in me right now, and I still feel, when I was tracking my strength, my weight on every exercise, every exercise today went up. Overhead press, dumbbell press, and then like I said, my Metcon, I felt pretty fresh. I do have a cheat code though. I have been constantly listening to, if you follow me on Instagram, I've posted like 2 videos of these epic montage that people put together dealing with being a dad, and they put it to some basically the song. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want it to get tagged. It's the song from the new Deadpool movie, Like a Prayer, but it plays to like this video. So it's Captain America, which obviously I love Captain America. It's Marvel, I love Marvel. And then it has to do with basically being a dad that just keeps pushing. So this video basically is on repeat when I'm doing conditioning. But anyways, let's look at the stats. So hour and 6 minutes, not bad. I'm currently at 4,000 steps. It's 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna go inside, shower, eat my first meal. I'll show you what meals I'm bringing to the training today. And then I gotta head to work to pick up my work laptop and then head to the actual training, because apparently we need some type of device today. So let's get moving. It is 7:30. Gotta be a little quiet because Cassie and Adeline are still sleeping. But breakfast today, it's gonna be 2 whole eggs, a cup of egg whites, 1 piece of toast, and then a little bit of butter in the pan. Calories and macros for that: 419 calories, 42 grams of protein, 24 carbs, and then 15 grams of fat. And then for meal number 3, which I'm going to eat about 10:30, I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. It's not going to look like much because my plan for today, my goal, is to not cheat on my diet. So the plan is because they're going to give us lunch. They already sent out emails saying they would. However, I do not want to eat the lunch because I'm really determined to hit my macros and stick to my diet today. So that is the goal. We shall see. If I come back with empty containers, then I stuck to my goal. So for meal number 3, I'll eat about 10:30. It's about 3 hours from now. It's almost like another breakfast. Overnight oats, very simple. Half a cup of oats, 1 scoop of whatever protein you like, and then 1 banana. So the macros for that: 359 calories, 26 grams of protein, 57 grams of carbs, and then 5 grams of fat. And then about 3 hours later, sometimes 4 hours later, I usually eat at about 1:30, just because then that way it can kind of hold me over until dinner time, which is usually about 5 o'clock, 5:30. So lunch, very simple. It's going to be 140 grams of jasmine rice, and then 6 ounces of ground beef 93.7. I've been eating that pretty much twice a day since I've been on this cut, and I've been loving it. I love the way I feel. I love the way it tastes, so it's very easy for me to stick to that. Today, though, I will be eating it cold, so we shall see how that tastes. But anyways, it's 7:30. I'm going to eat my breakfast. Oh, and then head to my work. All right, so I'm not a fan of going to trainings, but I am always a fan when they let us leave early. So got out about 30 minutes early, which is nice because now I get to head home and have 30 extra minutes with Adeline and Cassie. My steps are only at 6,200, so I still got to get about 4,000 steps before the day is done. So I'm definitely going to have to get some steps on the treadmill, but it's a beautiful day. Training was very interesting. It had to do with ethic studies and how we're basically going to be teaching like culture and different stuff at the actual, for 10th grade. I think it's going to be a 10th grade course. It's crazy because a lot of these classes, or a lot of the trainings that I go to, they're always talking about basically issues that are arising on campus and how we're going to handle them and everything. And what I always go back to, and obviously, it's difficult because I'm in a public school setting, but I do have a religious background, and faith is a very big part of obviously how I was raised and how I raise my daughter and how I interact with people and how I treat people. I mean, if you go back to the commandments, it basically says you got to be nice to people. The golden rule is treat others how you want to be treated. Like, these are all things that I was instilled at a very young age, and obviously I still use them to this day. And in this training, that's literally like all I kept thinking about was like, they were saying how, you should be curious about someone else's culture, and some people were saying it's offensive if you ask them like, oh, where are you from? But I think a lot of the issues come from people just don't know how to communicate with people at the end of the day, because I was told that it's a microaggression if I tell someone, or it's not me, but if someone says, oh, you have a very exotic look, apparently that is considered a microaggression. However, that was like one of the first things I said to Cassie, being my wife. Obviously, I thought she had a very exotic look to her, and it was a compliment. I was giving her a compliment. She took it as a compliment. But I've talked to people about this, and they've even said that based on how I look, it could be offensive because it's coming from me based on how I look. Which obviously that kind of sucks to hear someone say that. But at the end of the day, if my tone is coming from a very curious spot or a curious intent, I don't think it's an issue. I think people just don't know how to communicate with each other. And I think as teachers, I feel like that is one of the biggest things that we have to teach students. And you see it nowadays even with adults. A lot of adults don't know how to communicate with each other. You see it in the media, you see it on social media, and that's why I go back to that book I read multiple times on how to win friends and influence people. That is a book that I feel like should be taught at every level multiple times, because it does teach you how to treat people and how to communicate with people. And I think if you're coming from a spot of curiosity and at the same time like caring, like I am very interested in your culture, I'm very interested in your background, I would love to hear, what am I doing, my bad, hear more about it. I think, like I said, your tone, your body language, I think that's stuff that it should be taught in schools. I think students should learn about that because these are going to be the people that obviously have conversations. But I mean, it's a big it's a big issue because, like I said, I see adults that don't know how to speak to each other. I mean, look at social media. Good Lord. If someone has an opinion, that conversation, especially if there's emotional behind it, it could be a very heated debate, and people get very passionate about it. And when people get emotional, that's when they don't know how to talk to each other. So, I don't know. Every training I go to, I feel like there needs to be a big focus on let's teach like people how to communicate with each other, especially after COVID and with the rise of social media and anxiety of having to talk to people, and all communication is usually done via like text message or social media. Like, it is a rare like gem when you find someone that knows how to communicate with people. And that's why I feel like that should be something we are focusing on, because then when it comes to, you know, not agreeing on whatever, not agreeing, you know, if there's any type of issue, I do believe that good communication can maybe not even come to a solution, like maybe not even agree, but you can still walk away and be civil with people. You can still walk away and be friends. I work with a lot of people that I do not agree with on a lot of different topics, and a lot of different topics that usually create emotion. It could be politics, it could be faith, it could be how to raise children. Like, these are all things, obviously, that as you get older, you're more passionate about. And I think that is why the more passion you have, the more important it is that you know how to communicate with people. That's just my thought. Obviously, I'm just a teacher of 4 years. Maybe down the road, maybe I'll become a principal. Maybe I'll work at the district office. Maybe I'll implement curriculum on, hey, let's teach kids how to communicate with each other. Let's teach kids how to treat people. That is stuff that, again, just being in the classroom with kids, I feel like there's a big gap and it's missing, at least at my school. Comment below if you see any of this issues at your school, or if you're like, no, my kids are good at communicating at my school, there's no issues like that. I'd be curious to see if it's across the board, or if it's just, you know, at my school, my site, my location. But anyways, it's 2:55. Like I said, I'm gonna go home. I ended up actually eating my overnight oats. They had Panera for breakfast. I did not eat any, which Panera has some bomb like croissants and bagels. I didn't get any, so I was very proud of myself. And then actually they did this Mexican food place for lunch, and for my lunch I had ground beef, which I showed you, and rice. So instead of eating my actual meal, because it was literally exactly what they had, I just got a plate, basically carne asada and some chicken. And then, since I've been doing 170 grams of rice so frequently, I kind of was able to just eyeball it. And that's all I ate. Oh, and then with some lettuce. They had some really good lettuce. So I didn't get any cheese, I didn't get any beans, I didn't get any chips or tortillas, all the fun stuff. I got none of it. So I would say that's a win. I was very, very impressed with myself and how I was able to do that. So now I'll go home, and then, like I said, it's probably about 2.5 hours, I'll eat dinner if I can make it that far. But now I'm just gonna go home and spend some time with my girls. The beautiful bride and the beautiful little mama. Alright, so it is 7 o'clock. I ended up getting my steps in. So I came home. Adeline and Cassie went across the street so Adeline could play with her friend. And while they were doing that, I was watching some Deadpool and Wolverine. I have yet to watch that, but I don't know. I used to be a big fan of Marvel. And I used to love watching Marvel movies because they were just epic and they just were super entertaining, the fight scenes and everything. And I feel like now it's just like they're almost like making fun of them. I know Deadpool is always supposed to be like a funny, technically Marvel movie, but like when I think of the first X-Men or like the first Thor or Captain America, like they were just epic, and I never get that feeling anymore when I watch the Marvel movies. The last Thor, I think it was Thor: Love and Thunder. The first 15 minutes as I'm watching it, I'm like, are they making fun of
Marvel movies now. It didn't even feel like it was like actually like meant to be epic fight scenes. So, anyways, watched that and then came in, ate dinner. Totally forgot to videotape that, but it looked exactly like my lunch. The only difference is I have one carb tortilla with it, and then it's basically lettuce. If you want to see what it looks like, I made it in my last video. It's the exact same thing I ate for dinner. And the macros for that were 416 calories, 44 grams of protein, 39 grams of carbs, and then 16 grams of fat. And then after that, which was about 15 minutes ago, I had my nightly yogurt, which it's 240 grams of yogurt. I use the Too Good vanilla yogurt. And then I do 60 grams of a granola chewy yogurt. Make sure you get, or chewy granola. Make sure you get the chewy. It's delicious. It's not like hard, it's actually chewy. And then I did chocolate collagen. That was 420 calories, 36 grams of protein, 43 grams of carbs, and then 11 grams of fat. So like I said, it's about 7 o'clock. I'll probably jump into bed about 8:30 because I got to wake up and do the exact same thing over tomorrow. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually just logging my weekly averages. So I always keep spreadsheets of everything, and right now I am tracking depending on what my goal is. The only thing that changes is what I'm tracking. So what I am tracking right now, I track my daily, my steps, my total calories I ate, my total calories I burnt, my sleep, and then my weight. So I wake up and track pretty much all of that, and then I have it so that it averages, gives me a weekly average. So like right now, I weighed in at 210.7. So I'm entering all of this, and then today I had... All right, so as of right now, I'm on Tuesday. My weekly, or my average steps for the week is 10,211, which is perfect. I want to be over 10,000 steps. That shouldn't be an issue. My average calories burnt for the week are 726. My average amount of sleep is 7.22. And then my average weight for the week is 210 pounds, 210.5. So as of right now, I am down a pound and like a quarter from last week's average. So that is another reason why I track it every single day. And then I'll look at it at night, like usually before I go to bed when I'm kind of winding down for the night. So like right now, I don't have my journal with me. I've been trying to track my progress on my goals through journaling, and then just like it's basically my calendar, my schedule, all that stuff. So I check that nightly. And then usually first thing when I get to work, I'll check it again. So kind of how I keep track of everything. And then I'll track it this way also. So if you can't tell, I track a lot of stuff. But I feel like if you aren't tracking it, whatever your goal is, I think you should track something at least daily. Definitely weekly. But I think daily is just a good reminder of like where you're at. Because like right now, so I didn't eat technically my counted out lunch for today, so I'll see if it affects my calories and everything tomorrow. If I step on the scale first thing in the morning and the actual scale went down, I know it didn't affect it, and I'm on track to basically lower my weekly average. So when you have a goal, you definitely have to have obviously an end goal, but you should be checking your progress weekly. Maybe you don't have to do it daily. I like doing it daily just because then I could look at it weekly and take an average, and I feel like it's a little bit more accurate. So I have a calendar basically broken up, written out all the way up until my birthday, because that is my goal, basically to be 200 pounds, possibly 10% body fat, maybe even lower, by my birthday on May 2nd. And if I'm losing about half a pound to 2 pounds a week, I'll be solid. So anyways, I'm going to basically do my daughter's fine. If you could hear her screaming, she's playing chase with my wife. She's not... No, she's not in danger. Yep, she just screamed. Have a great time. So I'm going to log all this, wind this, and then I just got a new book delivered today. I'm basically getting about 4 new books a month, just because I try to read about a book a week, maybe a book every 2 weeks. I'm going to start doing this one, or reading this one. Do the new you. 6 mindsets to become who you were created to be. Looks like it has a religious background, or like purpose. I always love smelling new books. My wife, Cassie, always makes fun of me because every time I grab a book, I'll smell it. I just love books. I just love reading. It is what it is. Just feels like it, like I said, it's like I have so many intelligent people that I could tap into just by going into my library. I think everybody needs a library. That's another side note. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching this video. I appreciate you guys following along for this summer shred. I hope the content that I'm putting out is helping you guys. If you do have any questions about trying to lose weight, or if you have any goals that are aligned with basically shredding up for summer, I would say definitely start now. And then if you guys have any certain videos or topics you guys want me to see or cover, comment below. I will comment back. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the kind words that I get from you. I got a comment today, which was really cool. It's from, I hope I don't screw this up. If I screw this up, I apologize. It's from I would say Zakia show. 5599. She says, please don't stop making videos. They are so motivational to me. Hashtag DBA. Hashtag don't be average. When I see comments like that, it definitely inspires me to just keep putting out content, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes when I put out content, I'm like, oh, I don't know if that was a good one, or I don't know if people even care. I don't know if it resonates with people. So when I read comments like that, I don't think you guys understand how much it motivates me to keep putting out content. So thank you to everybody who likes the videos, comments on the videos, shares the videos, and then just messages me. I really enjoy the community. Everybody that I've talked to is super cool. Some people that I met in person are super cool. So I'm just enjoying it. I appreciate you guys. So anyways, you guys already know the motto. Stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I will catch you guys in the next one.